Welcome to the Almighty Lair, where we talk about hot sports topics, everything from football, basketball, boxing, UFC, and the WWE. I'm Almighty Fenrir. Let's dive into today's topics. We have the Chargers and the Chiefs in Brazil. Some of my quick takeaways from the game before we dive a little bit deeper into my thought process and how everything transpired for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes played good enough to win. The crazy throws, um, the extending the plays by running. Definitely the Chiefs played well enough to win. His team kind of just let him down. Um, the deep shots for the Chiefs just were not connecting at all. Um, I don't know what's going on. I definitely think they missed Worthy that game. But he was injured in that game. So they definitely missed his vertical threat and presence in that game. Uh, Excellent execution on the half ending field goal. Um, that is, if you ever want to teach football and like from a like execution standpoint, you would show them that video. Like they got in and everybody knew what they were doing. Everybody was paying attention. They got in and out. And so that was very, very great execution on the Chiefs sideline and their players. They get it over there. They definitely get it. The one thing about the Chiefs is just like the Patriots of old, great, they're gonna be coached. So that's one thing you do not have to worry about. Um the missed opportunity was the missed extra point after Patrick Mahomes' third quarter run. Um, Patrick Mahomes gets them right where they need to be, scores a touchdown off the run, and they missed a kick. So that was kind of bad. And then to the Chargers side, Justin Herbert plays like he's a top 10 quarterback. If anybody knows me, I think that he has been hyped a lot. Um, and we're acting like he was not a first round quarterback, and so far he has really never had any postseason success. So I'm not one of them people that's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, Herbert is a top 10 quarterback because he spins the ball nice and blah 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 blah." Hey, bro, at the end of the day, once you're a first round quarterback, you are looked at differently than any other quarterbacks that are picked in the second, third, fourth, whatever. You are there to lead the franchise, get some postseason wins, and give your teams a shot to win. And usually he has not done that, but that's another time. Today's Justin Herbert to start the season out 1-0, played really, really good. And yeah, he definitely played like he looked top five out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. He looked top five-ish, but we still haven't seen Lamar play, Burrow, and all those other guys. So, but yeah, he looked really good out there. I ain't gonna lie. Um, Johnston plays like a first rounder. A lot of people are giving him the bus, um, the bus, name off his first year. He reminded me, um, his name is coming up a blur right now, but maybe you guys could put it in the chat. I remember he was like I believe he was a Bears wide receiver. He came from West Virginia, dreads and stuff like that. Very fast, just played terrible, and he just never really got it going. And um, yeah, it was years ago. But he reminded me of him after his first year, like super fast, super athletic from TCU, and just got to the NFL and you just was like, where is it at? You know what I'm saying? So, but Johnson actually played like he looked like a first rounder out there. And then I would also like to put out there veteran Keenan Allen, give it up to him. He definitely made his presence felt out there. And he gave them that juice that they needed. Um, intermediate routes, short routes, and stuff like that. Just that veteran presence to get some of the dirty work done. And I'm happy he got his touchdown. So now let's just like freely start speaking now about what I saw. Oh, it's probably good that I probably give up some stats too. Justin Herbert, 25 for 34, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rookie Hampton, 15 carries, 48 yards, 3.2 average per carry. Johnston again, 5 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. McConkey out there giving people that work out the slot, 6 catches, 74 yards. And then Keelan Allen again, 7 catches, 68 yards and a touchdown. Whereas also the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 24 to 39, 258 and 1 touchdown. He also led the team in rush, which we have to talk about. 6 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown. And then Hollywood Brown, 10 for 99, and Kelsey, 2 for 47 and a touchdown. Um, so my takeaways, again, I think Patrick Mahomes, and I hate to say it, Patrick Mahomes is he's an athletic version of Tom Brady. Like when Tom Brady has a little bit of time on the clock, you just thinking to yourself, dang, did I leave too much time on the clock for him? And the answer is always yes, because he just always makes you pay. And with Tom Brady, you're never truly out the game. You're just never truly out the game. And that's the feeling that I get with Patrick Mahomes. Like he always, like if there's a second on that clock, he always gives his teams hope because he's just that good. And yeah, that guy is like Tom Brady, but more deadlier because he can actually run. And he doesn't run to throw, you know what I'm saying? Like he throws, and then when you're covered everybody up, then he takes off, and it's demoralizing, just like a Jalen Hurts, I believe. Um he played well. Honestly, his team just let him down. That run game is just not there. It's just not there. Um, I don't know if it's the running backs or it's that O line. And specifically the tackles. They got the new rookie tackle. But that right tackle, man, mm, it's crazy because it's kind of like the Bengals, where it's like if we could just get this line together, we'd be decent. We'd be really good. And that's the case with the Chiefs, but I think they really missed Worthy. And it's weird because it's like him and Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes gets this, um this comparison, the young goat versus the, goat, whatever. And I think what made Tom Brady and his offense work is that they really never had a deep shot outside of like Randy Moss. So everything from Edelman to Gronk, everything was like short to intermediate. That's like how so like their offense always gelled through the short and intermediates. And I think that the offense that the Chiefs run is more of a vertical threat. That's why they have all the speedsters and stuff like that, ranging from used to having Tyreek Hill to Worthy to, just a lot of their guys running 4.4s, 4.3s on the outside. The problem is that when you lose that vertical threat, the offense looks drastically different. And when Tyreek left, that offense looked completely different. And I think it's not like different where it's like, oh, we're just missing that guy. It's like, no, the offense is like predicated on vertical. Like it's you want to use, you know, Patrick Mahomes' elite arm. It's all elite arm strength. You want to use that, but just like you really can't because there's nobody out there that can really go get it. And that's the thing that I think he misses the most. And then you get Worthy, but then Worthy gets injured. So now the offense goes from like a very vertical based offense, and then if they stop that, you can go intermediate to Kelsey. It's like your offense is really hamstrung because now it's like, okay, our top deep threat is no longer here. What do we do? And then as you've seen, it kept trying to go deep, and he puts the. I mean, he overthrew him a little bit, but I think those balls that he so-called overthrew would be caught by somebody like a Tyreek Hill that would have been caught by a Worthy. But because you don't have that, he has to now adjust his game on the fly. Whereas Tom Brady, he just knew whether Edelman's out there, Gronk, Hogan, Welker, any of those guys, these are some intermediate shots. So I know how to throw it. I know how to place it because these are all intermediate throws. It don't matter who's out there. This is our game plan. Versus the Chiefs, they want to go vertical, but they can't because they don't have the guys. The guys are just not that good. So um I think that and the crazy part about it is through all of that, the running game not being there, the right side of the offensive line not really being there, the guys, dropping passes or just could not catch deep passes, he still had them in the game. So like that's a press that goes to Patrick Mahomes' greatness, that even through all the stupid, crazy stuff going around him, he's still good enough to keep you in the game. So I gotta give my hats off to, you know, uh, Patrick Mahomes, because even though the game was crazy, he still kept them in the game. The thing I want to touch on too, that cheap shot that he did running out of bounds, crazy work. Crazy work. Because at the end of the day, defenders are now taught that we cannot hit the quarterbacks as they're running out of bounds. Back in the day, man, you getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. But now they're trying to protect quarterbacks. So, okay, you try to protect quarterbacks hard. Don't hit them as they're running out. But he definitely took advantage of that. And I didn't think that was a good look on Patrick Mahomes. But also, now people are going to be like, okay, you see what happened? We tried to ease up on him, give him that leeway of, okay, I'm running out of bounds. And he takes an extra little shot. So, what am I supposed to do now as defender? Just get chin checked because he wants to show how tough he is, and you know what I'm saying. So uh now I gotta say that Patrick Mahomes. Now you gotta they're gonna play that to the defenders. I guarantee you that in defensive meetings they're gonna be playing that all around camps, all around the NFL, and they're gonna be like, "This is what happens when you ease up." So you know what? Let's take we'll take the penalty, we'll take the fine, but we're not gonna allow that to happen. So I think that was a very cheap shot by Patrick Mahomes, and he doesn't need to do that. He does not need to do that. Could have just easily ran that ball out of bounds, but you had to give him a little extra. And kudos to I believe it was Jackson that got it done to him. Kudos to him by keeping his composure, and at the end of the day, not allowing that to get under his skin. I believe that was Dante Jackson. That happened to him. And what Dante Jackson actually played a really, really good game. I think that was an inner that he had. That interception that they ended up calling back. I think that was an inner. But that's just me. But yeah, Patrick Holmes definitely did not need to do that. But like I said, he played a very good game, and he put them in position for them to win. And this is only, I mean, and for usually some teams, you got to be like, dang, like here we go, 0-1. But everybody knows that the Chiefs will be just fine. They didn't have one of their best weapons out there. The defense usually is a very slow burn type defense. Like early in the year, they kind of lose to like the winless Colts or something like that. But then what I'm saying, they pick it up, and then by postseason time, this is the team that you do not want to play in the first round or at all. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the NFC side, you do not want to see them in the championship game. If you're in the, AFC side, you don't want to see them ever. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that the Chiefs would be fine. Now, the Chargers, like I said, man, um, Justin Herbert played a very, very elite game. Not a good game. He played an elite game. Finding the holes in the defense, used his legs when he needed to, and in the most important thing about Herbert, no turnovers. He did not have any interceptions. And that's what you need from your quarterback, especially if you are trying to not only win your division, but put yourself in a position to where you guys have home field advantage during the playoffs. And you know, because the defenses get better and better in the playoffs. So, you have to put yourself in a position to where, you're playing at your house and just limit the turnovers because that gives your teams a better chance to win. And like I said, I have not been the biggest Justin Herbert fan. I think he's very, very talented, but I also think he's overhyped because people keep banking on the fact of how nice his balls look and the the I was gonna say the accuracy, but just the spin, the zip on it and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but when is it going to translate to some W's when you actually need it? He's slowly falling into that Dak conversation where it's like, okay, we know you're gonna ball through we know you're gonna ball through the regular season. Like we know we're gonna ball. You're gonna have some crazy numbers. You're gonna be probably a Pro Bowler or close to it. But then the playoffs are going to come, and then what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to throw 3, 4 picks? Are you going to, turn the ball over? Or are you going to fumble it? These are the questions that we have of him because we already know regular season he's going to do well. But he did absolutely well. And honestly, with the Chargers getting alt and the in a draft, I honestly thought like, oh man, like I'll be peeping little stuff, and I was like, they building something over there, Harbaugh. And at Harbaugh, I love his coaching style because he actually has a plan when he coaches, when he drafts his players, when he puts his team together, he actually has a plan. A very runs a heavy style, play action, hit this guy, intermediate, and then when he kills, when you guys are looking for the intermediate stuff, he goes deep. He did the same thing with the Niners. You know what I'm saying? He'll run the ball with Gore, and then the intermediate with some Vernon Davis, with some Crabtree, and then hit something deep. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing he did in college. Very run heavy team with Michigan. And one thing you could talk about Harbaugh is that he 9 times out of 10 he has a very run heavy offense that's really good and a good defense. And this defense also played well. So even though the score was very close, they for the most like if you actually watch the game, the defense held their own a lot. They held their own. Um, they played very, very good defense, very good team defense. Not a lot of crazy sacks and interceptions and stuff like that, but they played very, very good team defense. Um, I really thought that this offense was going to be really good, before the season started. Um, and especially when they got Keenan Allen, because I knew what Keenan Allen would bring to the team. But when I heard that Rashawn Slater got injured, I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna hurt. But in this game, you would have not known it because the offensive line played very, very well. The rookie running back, he got his feet wet, and he didn't turn the ball over, and he ran with his pads behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like he ran hard, and that's honestly what you want, especially in Harbaugh's offense. Your running backs to be hard nosed. You know what I'm saying? And when your running backs keep, pounding them into submission, then that's when the play action hurts even more because the linebackers are coming down trying to fill that hole, and you know, right over their head, there goes the ball. Like I said, man, Johnston, he played like a first rounder. Like I said, he had the bus stigma on him in his first year, and since Harbaugh has entered the building, he has played better and better and better. So, um, that was very good to see that he is starting his trajectory is going up. He just has to keep doing it, and keep building that trust with his quarterback. But he actually played well. Again, Allen, his veteran presence is everything. His veteran presence is everything. Lad McClunkey, I think this offense just is good because they have their intermediate guys with Allen and McConkey. Those guys can, operate the middle, and then you have Johnston that can go over the top, and then they have their hard runs. And like I said, it's built like the Niners. Now, will they be the Niners? Will they eventually get their Patrick Willis? Will they eventually get, their Justin Smith? We got to see, But I think that the way that their team is built, and I think that the way their team is built, they're going to be very, very. The AFC West is going to be a very, very good division this year, and it's even the worst team would probably be what the Raiders. They still got Genty and Geno, and they got some key pieces that you need to watch out on that offense. The tight end is very good, Bowers. Um, but they got some sneaky guys at wide receiver. There's like a 6'5" dude run a 4.3, 4.43, whatever like that. Super fast. And I know speed and you don't want to go back to the Davis Hayward Bay years, but one thing about Pete Carroll's he simplifies the game. He does not do all his trickeration on offense and defense. He is this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do. Can you stop us? So but like I said, the AFC West is gonna be a very, very good division. And I'm actually happy to see that the division is um gotten better. Because for years the AFC West was almost a laughing stock, and it was just bad. It was a very, very bad. But to see how like the Chiefs are going to be competitive, we just seen the Chargers, everybody's favorite right now. Um, I think the Chargers are my favorite. Uh, Especially when they had Slater, but how they played today actually gave me reason to still stick with them. But that Slater injury really hurt. But I still got the Chargers, but everybody's favorite is the Broncos, and you can't knock them because that defense was unbelievable, and you got the reigning defensive player of the year at corner. How many times have that happened? Where the defensive player of the year is a cornerback, and he's true lockdown corner. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. Benito, I believe, just signed a deal, an extension. So and then Bo Nix, can he take that next step? You know what I'm saying? Because he played really, really well last year, and the Broncos seem like they have a plan as well. So it's going to be a very, very good division, and I'm happy to see that it's a thriving division again. But yeah, that Chiefs and Chargers game was a very good game. Um very entertaining, and this is only not season, but this is only game 1. So I'm intrigued to see how the Chiefs bounce back. Um because I believe they got the Eagles next, and that's not an easy task. And depending on what the suspensions are on the Eagles, Jalen Carter, is he going to be suspended? We don't know yet. So um, this could be a very, very tough game for them as well, the Chiefs. But definitely worthy. Hope he gets back, sooner than later. Hope he's okay, speedy recovery, all of that. Um, but yeah, it's a very, very good opening week for football. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what happens tomorrow on Sunday, and what the rest of the league has to show us, because so far we've been um, given 2 really, really good games. And just generally speaking, I hope this is a very, very good year in football. And because so far right now, what we've been shown, it's going to be a good season. Um, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys leave me some comments in the comment section. What'd you like about the channel? What do you think I was wrong about? Like I said, I'm up for debates. Maybe we can do some debates. You can maybe call in, maybe through the PS5, or maybe I'll let you join me on here and we can, face to face and we can debate about certain topics. But like I said, come with it because if you don't, I'm gonna eat you alive. And you're probably not gonna want to debate anybody ever again. Because when I talk, I don't talk from just pure, just I want to just debate. I come with facts and I actually come with, numbers and stuff like that. I just don't come with just emotion. I come with facts. I know I said on um my first video that I wanted to do videos Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't know. Like I think those are the days that I really want to because Wednesdays is before Thursday night football. So then I could talk about that Monday night game and then the upcoming Thursday night game, and then Saturday I could talk about that Sunday, the Sunday Saturday I could talk about the Sundays games that are coming up. But man, there's just so much that I want to talk to you guys about. So maybe I'll do something daily, maybe kind of keep open the Sunday, probably not Sunday nights. I don't know, because sometimes there might be something that really great that happened and stuff like that. So you know what? Just subscribe and put your notifications on because I might just pop out and just do a video. So I want you guys to be there. I want you guys to be engaged. I want you guys to, challenge me. If you feel like what I said was wrong or you have something to add, let me know. Like I said, write me in the chat. And then, like I said, if you want to debate me, because I'm gonna come up with some topics. One of them being, I think that Jalen Hurts is a top 2 quarterback. I think he's number 2 behind Patrick Mahomes. Another debate that I was thinking about is I think that Trevor Lawrence shouldn't have got paid. I think he's overhyped. Josh Allen, I think, is overhyped. And another topic that might be kind of juicy is I feel like as good as great as the Lamar Jackson is, he's fallen in that conversation with Dak Prescott. Great regular season, nothing to show for the postseason, and we all hype up and love Lamar, and we down Dak. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Cowboys fan or supporter, but at the same time, we got to call a spade a spade, and we got to be fair. If we're gonna down talk Dak for not making the postseason or making the postseason and completely laying an egg after having a good regular season, then we then have to go and say the same thing about Lamar because Lamar has great regular seasons and terrible postseasons, and he has top 5 defenses every year and on offensive weapons every year, and they have the number 1 rushing attack every year. So we have to start actually calling a spade a spade. But like I said, these are debates that I'm willing to have. And another one, Madden gets it wrong almost every year. And I want to actually do like a team by team. And I think I might do that, just like a team by team. Did they get it right? Is this guy rated too high? Is this guy rated too low? So I want to do that. But again, I appreciate you guys watching with me, staying with me, just kicking it for 30 minutes. And we might do longer shows in the future. It's up to you guys. If you guys want that to happen, I'll definitely make that happen. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, get a video a thumbs up, let your friends and family know about the channel. And if you want to be a member, because we'll end up doing things where it's like members only, be a member. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, let the funds begin. But here I am, Almighty Fenrir, closing out another successful episode of the Almighty Lair. Thank you.